Well, hello again. It's been a good long while since I've posted a video, and I thought since Valentine's Day is coming up, I would do a sweet romantic Valentine's or date night sort of makeup. This is actually a very simple look to accomplish with not too many products. And if you want to see how I got here, then just keep watching. To begin, I'm going to do my base makeup because there isn't a whole lot of dark shadow going on top, so I don't have to worry about fallout really. So I'm going to be using a powder foundation, so I'll do all my concealing beforehand. For my under eyes, I'm going to be using my Origins Plantscription Anti-Aging Concealer in light medium. This is kind of new to me and I'm a pretty big fan actually. I find that it really stays put under the eyes. I'm going to take a synthetic brush to blend that in. So the peachiness of that is just going to lift that dark circle under the eye, and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Undercover Pot number 3 to cover any blemishes. I also like to take a little bit of this under my nose and around the sides. So I like to keep skin looking kind of fresh and a little bit sheer, and if there's a few imperfections showing, that's okay, that's reality. So I'm going to use my favorite mineral foundation, which is by Glow Minerals. This one is in Natural Light. So I'm going to begin by pressing that in. And then I find with mineral foundations, they look a lot nicer after they've really kind of been buffed and moved around. It kind of melts them into the skin. And if there's any spots where you need just a little bit extra coverage, then I take a almost dry, just very slightly damp beauty blender and pick some of the powder up on that and then press on those areas. So for me right now, that's my upper lip and my chin. I'm also going to take a little bit of that just through my brow bone, and that's going to act as my highlight on the brow bone. I'm going to move on to the eyes now, so I'll zoom right in. To begin for the eyes, I'm going to use this Rimmel Scandaleyes pencil in light blue, and I'm taking that all over my mobile lid. Just going to blend out the edges with a finger here too. This is just going to give a little bit of a brightness to the eyeshadow I put on top. All right, now I'm going to be using my NARS palette here. I'm using this light purple color, which is called Jolie Poupée. That's the first time I'm reading that. Yes, okay. That's gotta be what it is. Jolie Poupée. Right then, you can't make that stuff up. I suppose you could, somebody did. Anyways, I digress. So taking this light purple eyeshadow, and I'm going to press it all over that white base, or that light blue base. It's so faintly blue, it's mostly just a white color. So I'm just softening the edge, but I'm not wanting to bring it up into that crease area. I'm wanting to get a little bit of shaping going on with the eyes, so I'm going to use some MAC Wedge to contour. So I'm taking that right into my crease and then blending up onto the brow bone just a bit. And then using that nice fluffy brush to blend again. I'm gonna use a little bit of MAC Mulch just to intensify that. And I'm gonna keep this one a little bit tighter in the crease and not bring it up quite so much. I'm not putting anything on this outside corner because I don't have a lot of lid space and I really want the eyeliner to be a nice contrast against that purple once I get to that stage. So again, blending, and then I might just add a little bit more wedge on top of that mulch. Gonna go in and reestablish that purple to make sure it didn't get blended away. Next, I'm gonna give my eyelashes a little curl, and I like to do this before I put on any eyeliner just because often it will transfer off of your eye and onto the lash curler. And now I'm going to go in with my Geisha Ink Brown Eyeliner. I really like this one because it's got a nice fine nib and it's actually like brush bristles. It's not a felt tip, which I prefer. I like the control of that. And I'm going to take just a really nice thin line all the way across, and this should be a really pretty contrast with that lilac-y color on my lid. So I'm just going to look straight ahead into a mirror and decide where I want my wing to end. Make myself a little dot there and connect it down to my lash line. And now I'll just fill in that little triangle. And now for the super fun part, trying to match the other side. Well, that was relatively painless this time. I'm also going to just lift up my lashes and take that liner right into the roots on the underside there. On a little tiny pencil brush, I'm going to take Wedge and shade that right into the lower lashes. And then taking a little bit of mulch, really close to the lashes, just at the outside edge. And then just blending. It's just going to be really soft under the eyes. I'm also going to take that light blue pencil from before and put that on the waterline. Usually I would find such a bright, stark color like this to be a little bit too distracting, but I kind of like the wide-eyed brightness of it with this look. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Essence eyeshadow in Is It Purple holographic shadow here on that same brush I used to apply the purple earlier. You see, it just kind of brightens it a little tiny bit. I'm also going to take a little bit of that just on the inside corner. And to finish the eyes off, I'm going to go right in with my, what is this? Organic Wear Physicians Formula Mascara in Ultra Black. This is a really buildable mascara. Like, you can put lots of layers on. I don't want this look to be too lashy though, because I really want the color of that liner to show, and if there's too much lash going on, then it's just gonna hide that pretty brown line. Also gonna put that on the lower lash. Then I like to take a clean spoolie and just brush through before putting another coat on. And And as usual, I've made a royal mess of my mascara and gotten it all over my face. So I've just waited a few seconds for it to dry, and I'm just going to take a Q-tip and flake away any little chunks of mascara. And I'll zoom out and get on to the rest of the face. All right, I'm going to move on to bronzer next, and I'm going to take a little bit of this Physicians Formula. This is the Organic Wear bronzer. Okay, so I'm taking it kind of on the high points of my face, around the perimeter, anywhere where the sun would hit. Just to add a little bit of healthy glow in there. I'm also going to be using a little bit of contour today, and I've got the NYX Taupe blush, and I'll be taking that just under the cheekbones and in through the hairline, under the jaw, and the chin. For blush, I'm going to use Frat Boy by The Balm. And this is such a pigmented blush. I take like the tiniest bit, knock most of it off, and there's still tons of payoff. I'm bringing that just kind of through the back of the apples of my cheek, trying to leave this part a little bit more clear so it looks nice and bright. And then I like to go back with that bronzer brush and just make sure everything's nice and blended. Two things left. We're going to do the brows and then the lips. I'm going to use a spoolie to brush through my brows. And I want the brows to be quite soft for this look. So I'm just going to take that wedge eyeshadow from before mixed with a little bit of Print, which is this grayer color, to cool it down. Giving a little bit more strength at this outside tail. And then just using what's left on the brush through the inside of the brow. And the same thing to the other side. And lastly, a little bit of lip, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Color Elixir in Mystic Mauve, or Mauve Mystic. I am not a big gloss fan, but these ones feel really nice on the lip. So this is my completed date night makeup. I hope that you found something in there useful, and come back again for something new. Thanks. Bye-bye.